Good afternoon. Welcome back. It is grand final day, and we are going to have a chance all together to look through everything one last time. The good news is I've lined up some treats for you straight off the back of last night. Obviously, last night was crazy. It's about 11 hours since we ended the last stream, and we're already back. I am joined once again by the inimitable Sem Honor van Dijk from Eurovision. And James, the model man, Stevenson, is going to be joining us in a little bit too. And that is one of the things I'm going to be showing you. However, at the start, we have something a little bit special. And I'm setting it up now because you'll all be pleased to know that some of the issues we had yesterday have solved themselves enough that we are going to be able to speak to someone. Today is a big day for Finland. It's a big day for Kai. It's a big day for Erica Wickman. So, live from Vura in the Swedish-speaking region of Finland, I'm very pleased to welcome the one and only Ben Robertson. Ben, hello, how are you?
Hello there, good afternoon there, Gabe.
It's lovely to see you again. It's been a bit of a long week. Now, I understand, without meaning to embarrass you, that despite the fact you are from afar, you've been working very hard. You fell asleep at your laptop last night sorting out the audience poll. Is that correct?
Thankfully, I didn't have to sort out the audience poll. The people that were there in Basel were ready and looking after that, so I was fine on that side of things. But you know when you're at a computer screen and you're exhausted,
Yes,
and you're trying to write a sentence, but you just can't compute a sentence. That was me about 1:30 finish time yesterday.
I think chat will attest to the fact that there's been many occasions this week where I have essentially collapsed in a heap on the floor, which is part of the joy of it, really. I think it would be nice to get an idea from you, because this is not something that the Finnish-Swedish community are used to. This is certainly this level of spotlight and everything. What's the atmosphere like there? Is it like anticipation? Is everyone already celebrating? What's going on?
The biggest sensation on the ground is pride. Everybody I speak to has so much pride in what's happened. This part of Finland, it's not only that it's Swedish speaking, that's a minority over here, it's a minority within the minority. No, if you go on Yle Svenska and you listen to people talk Finnish Swedish, they're not speaking or dialect very often. It's a place that so many people within Sweden and within Finland have not been aware of. And speaking to people, I met the chairman of the local football team that play like 100 metres down the road over there, and he was telling me how now I can tell other people, oh, I'm from Vero, I speak like Kai, and everybody knows where it is. Like, it's put the place and the whole area on a map in a way that it's not been done. I've never been in a place like this before. So this is where everything's taking place. And this is Norvala Sports Complex. It's one of 14 sports colleges that Finland has. So this is the main building that is in the entire area. They're going to open up every single room in this building. I can take you with them in a second. To put on a party. About 20% of the entire district population will be here tonight to watch this. And then you've got all these little hamlets. I've never seen anywhere so sparsely populated. Everywhere's little farming hamlets. We stopped off in a place called Mossa. We had a trip organised yesterday to go round all the places where Kai have been and Kai are from, and the best, I guess, tourist attractions that they have in the area. Mossa is where Kevin is from. And it's a little place of 150 people where the school has closed down, so there's not enough kids being born in the area. But now that school building's been taken over by a local youth organisation. It's used for community events. They've already decorated it for the party tomorrow, where everybody in the little village has got to gather together to watch the show. And
Ben? Oh, yeah.
Hold on a second, Ben. You're breaking up.
15 years, I think. If you can see.
Ben?
and earnings from that was a slice of pizza.
Ben, can you tell that story again quickly, because you froze in the middle of that, but we can see you again now.
Yes, sure. I might have hit Wi-Fi. How lucky am I? So the little building over there, the little restaurant here, I was told the story that their first ever gig was in that restaurant space, and they got a slice of pizza as their reward.
To be fair, I wish someone would bring me a free slice of pizza after a stream to be like, well done, and just like give me a little pat on the shoulder, like, congratulations, great job. So you're inside now. I'm also wondering, because obviously Finland does have Erika Vikman, and I was wondering whether are people also feeling, excited for her? Obviously, there's lots of Kai. We can see that. I imagine in Vora itself, it's very, very, very just Kai. But while you've been in Finland, what does the atmosphere seem like around Erika?
There is, this part is so isolated. Is it isolated? I don't want to say so much, but the pride this year comes from Kai's participation, 100%, because I don't think we have ever had a song that represents a region, not a country, but a region of the continent that has been tipped on the day of the final as the favourites to win the contest. Mm-hmm. I don't think that has ever happened. We have had some minority language and stuff come through, but you've never had that local buzz. If you go back to France a couple of years ago, when they sang in Breton, there was a pride there that Breton got that stage, but nowhere near to this level that they're proud that their culture's being spoken about, that it's changing the politics in the area, that it's, there was nearly 1 million streams, I think, yesterday for Kai's song. There was probably not 1 million people who knew this dialect existed 3 months ago. So it's absolutely insane, the kind of difference that we have.
It's really exciting to hear. I'm sure there's plenty more to do, and we have it's sort of a bit of an overwhelming question to ask even now, but I am going to ask you, Ben, once again, who's winning the Eurovision Song Contest tonight, in your opinion?
I'm going to give a long answer for this.
Yes, as long as you like. As long as you like.
I think this is a very close Eurovision Song Contest. You can see that very clearly in the expectations from the bookmakers. The top 4 in the odds for the jury vote are different than the top 4 for the televote. So you are probably getting, in relative terms, a low-scoring public jury split, giving you you could have a total of about 450 possibly to win the Eurovision Song Contest. Sweden, I think, are righteous favourites, and I think the reasoning for that is very much in the running order. My goodness, when I saw the running order, I don't think you could ever have something that is so, I've got to say, horribly signposted. To be like, Sweden is the one there that should be the slot. The logistics of it, I didn't get to watch the show yesterday, but the gap you must have from after Sweden performs to when France goes on.
5 full minutes, Ben. 5 minutes.
Yeah. It just cements for me that the public at home who can vote during the show have been given that. Whether it works is a different question. But as far as I can see, the running order has been so curated for that purpose.
Well, I guess we'll find out. I'm holding out for Erika. I actually think that I've been feeling increasingly confident, and she was amazing in the jury show last night. So, there really is this Kai merch everywhere, isn't there? Everywhere you look, it's Kai this, Kai that.
There's a whole section of reception you can see. I don't think you properly saw the actual sports halls. It's the main room where things are in tonight. This here is the main room that's been decked out. They've been doing tech stuff for the last 24 hours to get all this room ready. So there's going to be about 400 or 500, I think, in the main sports hall here. And then you've got the auditorium behind me. I can probably and see if the doors open for the auditorium. Let's have another 200, 250 people in here and the big screen viewing tonight.
Oh.
Was there some kind of university lecture going on in there that we've just poked our nose into?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. And then the restaurant is in that room in there, and that's got a big screen just this morning for it. And there's probably some other rooms I don't know about, but there's 1,000 people in this building today. A little bit of outdoor space as well by the restaurant. It's incredible. This is a place that doesn't do anything like this. Vero, as a place, it's been on the map for its sport. Having this sports college here means that it had a few sporting events here, but culture's never been on the agenda in this area. So this has really changed a lot of perspectives here and given a lot of hope to people. I remember I spoke to the mayor before I came out to Vero about the political landscape a little bit. I had an election here in April, and she concluded that because of Kai's success and what Kai's done for the area and presenting it in a different light, especially as young people, most young people leave this kind of rural community and find work elsewhere. It made the whole election season not only shorter, but it was much kinder, she thought. There was more hope for the future rather than being angry about the past.
It's really interesting how sort of the butterfly effect of these kind of things, and you do see it every now and then with Eurovision, where Eurovision entries, their cultural significance far outgrows just the contest and continues to have that impact. I guess from your perspective, does it feel like this is something that's going to stick there? I mean, you haven't been there for long, but what do you think's next for this part of the world?
I know there's been discussions about more investments. They've got a project coordinator who's coordinated this activities this week. I believe they have a 6-month contract. The expectation is that will flow over into a summer season where tourists might want to come to the area. Maybe still a little bit of a temporary sauna capital status. But there's a whole different vibe, and it means that there's an awareness. We have a Swedish-speaking minority here in Finland. Their rights and the future of their language is one of those always ever-present kind of political conversations. Last month, the national airline Finnair decided to stop having Swedish language in their pre-flight announcements, using just Finnish and English. And it's these kind of issues that are lingering, and I think the bigger picture is to establish that there is a Swedish-speaking community, and many of them, many different communities within Finland, and that it's ironic that they're representing Sweden, but Finland can be proud and should be proud of those communities that exist here. And Kai, despite having to wave the Swedish flag, have been great ambassadors for Finland and a united Finland. I love the clips of them cheering on Erika Wigman.
It is really sweet, and I saw them and Kari watching Erika Wigman together. I think that's a really beautiful place to wrap up, and a really beautiful place to start the stream from our perspective. Thank you so much, Ben, and I'm sure you'll be writing from Voro. Where can everyone watching now find your work on exactly what you're doing this week?
I will be here tonight for the drama of things. If I pop back outside about 1 kilometre away, there's a meet-up going on of different portable saunas that people have brought.
Of course.
There's going to be a parade of veteran cars and tractors from all the local farms going down the high street.
Yes.
So my plan, I've got an article written, and then my aim is to get pictures of that and all the things going on there, to get into that for this evening, and then witness it go live. So I said before that I don't think I've ever had a story like this at Eurovision. I actually kind of think there's a story that we do know like this, where a little region has got behind a local act on their miracle journey to the song contest final. And we all know that story because it ended with Husavik. This is the real life fire saga.
You know, that's actually a really beautiful way of looking
Yeah.
at it. I hadn't thought about it like that. That is an absolutely beautiful way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's made me feel...
Rank outsiders to win Melfest.
Yeah.
Come through.
It's Fire Saga with Cupola Traktora.
Yeah. At least Kai didn't require, Måns Zelmerlöw, Clara Hammerström and the rest to be sort of sailed out into the Bay of Stockholm and blown up to get to Eurovision. So I'm glad we skipped that bit. But other than that, yes, I can actually see that. Also, everyone's excited now because that felt like a Vibe reference. In any case, Ben, thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure we'll talk again after the contest. And thank you again, everyone. We've had the audience polls on here this week. That is because of Ben. So I want everyone to say thank you so much. And we're looking forward to reading all of your reporting from Vora in Finland.
Thank you so much. And thank you for the 6 hours sleep I got last night.
Take care, Ben.
Take care, Ben.
Take care, Gabe. Have a great day.
You too. Bye. All right. So we are going to keep moving forward. And without a moment's delay, it's time to look at the final edition of the model, which has come out. So,
without further ado,
James is going to come sit on this sofa and answer for his crimes/corrections.
James Stevenson, everybody.
So, James, come on. All right, careful of the bit of that. There we go.
Careful of the cushions.
Right.
Oh, God. Hello,
So,
everyone.
for the first time ever, we are going to roast the model while the creator of the model sits here and answers them in
Excellent.
person.
What a joy.
Let's have a look through this first. We have Sweden on top that we were just talking about, 598 points. That's very, very bullish compared to what
is
we were
very
just
bullish.
discussing with Ben. France, 580. Austria, 478. Finland, 365. Switzerland, 296. Some other notable results here that you may be interested in. Norway sneaking into the top 10 with 115. Israel, only 12th, 113 points, would suggest a much lower televote than expected. Also, Vibe Gang, Iceland make it all the way up to 18th place, which would be a result I think they'd be very, very happy with. So, a lot has changed in this prediction compared to where we were a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Heaps and heaps.
What are the predominant forces pushing this around in different directions at the moment?
I mean, that is a very good question. The main things that are happening is odds rises and odds drops. Of course, that's important. France, for example, being so close to Sweden now is a result of the odds significantly shortening on France in the last day. I mean, France's odds movement continues to be a bit volatile. Personally, I think if it gets anywhere near kind of 5-1, I'm starting to look at France seriously. It's really quite close. And then some of the countries that have dropped, I mean, Israel's a clear example. That was trading at something like 20-1 at the start of the week when we last did this. I've seen that as low as 70 now. So that's really gone away. And the model seems to reflect that. Israel's only projecting to get about 87 in the televote now, which would be incredibly low. Yeah. I agree that would be incredibly low. But that might be reflective of the fact the Israeli media have been critical of Yuval actually this week.
Have they? I haven't been following.
Saying that vocals aren't there, and she was personally, for me, was quite breathy in the jury show, so that might have an effect. But as I say, this is a prediction of a very, very close song contest, and based on the tools that we've used with this, which have got 17 out of the 20 qualifiers right in what's been a really unpredictable contest, which is better than the betting odds, better than the audience poll, better than other models. This is what it's saying.
Okay. So, Sam, I'm sure there are things jumping out here for you. Is there anything that you look at and think, I like that very much, or I don't like that very much?
Well, obviously, I love the Netherlands in the top 10. In my heart, I always knew it wasn't going to be top 3 or something. So I think 6th is amazing result for Claude. I also love that Albania is in top 10. I'm kind of disappointed that Latvia is so low, but I get it though. I get that universality of Latvia isn't that high, so I kind of get that. And I'm a bit surprised, to be honest, by Germany being 11th.
I do think that one of the things that's pushing Germany up is this takes into account the Eurovision audience poll, which obviously Ben has run and you've just been talking about.
Did do very well.
Did do very well in the audience poll. Admittedly, there were a lot of Germans, I think, at the jury show last night.
Yeah.
Switzerland is
Yeah.
very close to Germany, as we know. I mean, we're only about a mile away from it.
And this city is full of like German dudes wandering around with Bala t-shirts today.
Yeah.
They are everywhere.
Yeah, so that can be a contributing factor of that. I mean, it's the same thing to say why, Spain is 15th, when perhaps we've been talking about that towards the bottom. There are a lot of Spanish fans here. It was third in the audience poll. I mean, this model tries to leaven that off as much as it can, but if it sees kind of underlying, like, the number is that big, it's got to take into that account somehow. So I think those are explained by that. Latvia is, I think, based on the fact it's predominantly jury, and also its running order position is tough because it's got the Netherlands after it, and it's got Finland after the Netherlands. That's really, really difficult to keep in the memory, as good as it is, and I love Latvia. I was really happy it got through.
I think basically anyone going around Erika Wickman was going to have a tough time of it. Let's drill into those top 5 figures. Sweden first. So what's the split like underneath that? Because I'm presuming you're really bullish on the jury side for Sweden to be that high.
It is a bullish set of predictions. On the jury side, the model is pretty confident that there are going to be 5 songs that clear 200 points in the jury, and nothing else will clear 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It seems that there is a clear top 5. Sweden is one of those songs. So is France. So is Austria. So is Switzerland. And so is the Netherlands. And you can see which one of those top 6 is the exception there. So Sweden's split is 248 with the juries, 350 with the televote. That I do think is on the bullish side. I do think, if I'm putting my opinion on this is the system I built, but I've got my own opinion. I don't think it'll be quite this high, but I think proportionally where it is to France, I think that's about right.
Yeah. I guess the difficult thing is as well with these kinds of models at this point in the season, you have to just kind of, you built the system. If you start changing the methodology, then the whole thing becomes a pointless exercise. So I guess you have to sometimes look at it and it spits out the results and you sort of have to go, oh, okay, well, this is the result.
Yeah.
I've been given the result. It's not on me to put my thumb on the scales to change it because I think it's too bullish.
No, it's not on me. This is the thing, is I sort of have to live and die by what my spreadsheet says as opposed to what I say, which makes it quite difficult, actually, especially because I run quite a lot of these simulations, and sometimes I'll see something and I'll be like, what? Really? And sometimes it does come out and sometimes it doesn't. I mean, on the semi-final, I was surprised the model had Ireland 7th. I was like, really? I didn't think it was very good in the rehearsals. I thought it would go down, but it did very well on the audience poll that night. It was good in the odds, so I thought, all right, guess the underlying's there, and that was the wrong call. So it can happen.
So what you're saying is, based on what you've just said, Finland is going to get under 100 jury points at the moment.
It is currently on for 89 jury points, which I know sounds incredibly low, and I would be shocked if it was that low.
I think, this is my big prediction. I'm going to bring us all up onto the screen. And Sam, I want to bring you in here to ask you about this.
Oh, no. What are you going to do?
There's a lot of conversation. I think people are sort of working under the assumption that Erika Wickman is going to do well in the televote, but not get many jury points. People, I think, are really underestimating the jury potential of Finland massively. I mean, it's like 9th in the odds to win the jury at the moment. While I certainly think it won't win, I think it will do way better than expected. It's unique. Her performance last night was amazing.
It was amazing.
The staging is world class. She is a rock star. Dolphin Dane sends
I have seen, and thank you.
What I want to ask Sam is, how do you think Finland will do in the jury? Do you share my insanely high amount of hopium?
So, okay, how many points are you hoping for? Jury points? And how many votes do you think they'll have?
I think Erika Wickman's ceiling in the jury is in the 200s. What I expect is we'll see maybe 200.
200?
Yeah, I think we will see 200.
Where I will place some counter on this, it's not so much about how good Erika Wickman is, because it is. The issue that I see is that right now there are 5 songs that are much clearer jury threats.
Yeah,
that is the reason.
They eat each other. There are snakes that eat each other.
The problem is...
But they're eating each other. Like France, Austria, and Switzerland, they're going to eat each other. If a juror is more predisposed to the kind of thing that Finland is doing, Finland will just hop over all three of them. So
Perhaps
I think
will.
it's going to be a lot closer here than people
I
think.
kind of agree with the chat here that Margila said in that
The
Erica's
issue-
performance is brilliant, but the song is just not brilliant enough.
I
for-
mean, I would disagree.
Yeah,
with
but
that.
not. Yeah,
Look,
I
I
love
love
the
that
song.
song.
No, wait. I love the song, but for all those Cynthias,
sorry, hold on.
all the Cynthias from Basingstoke are not going to love the song.
there's a Eurobot podcast reference for the people.
what the
Cynthia from Basingstoke. We did an episode that came out yesterday where we were talking about the songs from semi-final 2, and I think it was, what song were you talking about? Malta, I think.
Malta, yeah.
And there was
I think
the comment.
Malta's, yeah. Look, you have to know which audiences are looking at this grand final, and a big piece of audience that vote are people above 50 who are doing that landline phone, and they are not gonna like this. They're gonna like Erica and are gonna like her attitude and her voice but the song isn't that universal for most people above 40.
I'm actually again not convinced. I think there's absolutely there is broad appeal. I've been convinced from this from the start, and I think I have to continue my delusion here.
You're signed up. You're
yeah.
anchored to the ship.
I'm absolutely anchored to the ship, and the reason I'm saying all of this is because, and I don't think I've said this on stream before, so let me say this outwardly, straightforward now to all of you. In my opinion, the most likely winner of the Eurovision Song Contest this evening is Finland. That's where my money is. That's where my money is. That's where all the logic, everything I've seen in the last week, looking at that staging, look at that performance, I am really, really confident about this.
Darling. How she's gonna do? She has to be, I think, third or fourth in the jury to do that.
Yes.
Realistically, yes.
Realistically.
And it's in order to do that, being realistic, it has got to clear 200 in the jury.
So she can win the televote, then.
But can she even win the televote? This is the thing.
Not with Kai.
My feeling is it's not with Kai. The split for Erica in the model, at least, it's 89 for the jury and 276 from the televote. If Erica Vikman got 276 in the public vote, I think everyone will be really happy with that on that side. The appeal is there for the voters. The question is, it's not so much does Erica Vikman have jury appeal? It does. It's does it have more jury appeal than Luan, than JJ, than Zoe May, than Cloud? Those are jury-friendly stuff.
I'm saying it's comparable because if we look at these criteria, right? Look at these criteria, they absolutely apply to Erica Vikman in the same way they apply to all those others. There's no reason why Finland shouldn't be able to compete with those songs in the jury. I think the real interesting curveball here is we're talking about 5 songs, right? We're talking about 5 songs in the jury, and Sweden is not one of them. Where does that leave Sweden?
Sweden is one of those 5.
No, it's not. Sweden is not one of the big 5 favourites in the jury. I'm absolutely telling you that the top 5 in the jury are going to be, and we'll get this up on screen now, the top 5 in the jury will be France, Austria, Finland, Switzerland, and the Netherlands. Not necessarily in that order. I think Sweden still could win by getting like 360 in the televote. But I genuinely think they will come 6th in the jury. I could be completely wrong. I'm making big statements.
Those are big statements. This is, I feel like, this is incredible.
Yes, go to bed.
Gabe, it's been a long week. All right, we got you some food earlier. Do you need more? Do you need anything from us?
No, I'm just going to need
sleep.
I'm just going to need
We
your
all need
apologies
sleep.
in written form after I'm proven right in less than 12 hours.
But okay. Still, you have 36 juries.
Yes.
How many of that juries are going to give 10 or 12 points to Erica?
Several. There's a whole series of countries for which this is, extremely favourable. It's favourable for the Nordics. It's favourable for countries in Western Europe. Look, I could be completely. I love how there's a few people who are like, Gabe, you're right. I 100% agree. And then like 10 times as many people who are like, Gabe has completely lost it. He's finally jumped the barrel. It's finally gone. Look.
Yeah, I agree with Neptuna Ra over here. which is all the Nordics are going to give 12 to Sweden.
See, this is my feeling is this. In recent years, I do think it's become more difficult for juries to ignore a runaway favourite. Kai, throughout the season, probably only up until this point, have been the runaway favourite for Eurovision. Mm-hmm. It did very well in the Melfest jury. All right, it didn't beat Mons, but it was close to beating Mons.
It was a few points away, wasn't it?
And that was a jury-friendly song. Kai is going to get 200 plus in the jury on these odds. Because I cannot see people ignoring this.
It won't be ignored. I'm not saying it's going to do badly in the jury. I'm just saying that Erica's jury appeal is higher and has been underestimated. And if Kai get 340 from the public and 150 from the jury, that is a split which is, I feel, is entirely possible.
Yeah, but
there's a route in the same time for Erica to.
Yeah, but I get that.
This is incredible.
I get it. I get that the appeal for juries is higher than most people think now, but it just isn't enough for Finland to win.
It is a question of whether it can be these other songs that are so clearly, so favourably jury friendly. Erica Wickman, and I mean this with the greatest love and respect, on the terms of vocal quality is not going to beat JJ.
No, okay, I agree with that.
That's not going to happen because JJ can do, trained opera. Mm-hmm. It gets really, really difficult. If it comes down to the staging, you could argue that Zoe May has a better, more technical staging. There are so many issues
worry on
there.
this phase.
There is worry, isn't there? Tell you what, what's your nightmare scenario today?
My nightmare scenario is that Finland comes like 12th. Because if
Actually,
that's not happening.
It's not coming
That's
12th.
not happening.
It's going to finish in the top 5.
Yeah.
At least.
Okay,
It's going to be, I think, the model is quite right. I think it's going to be 4th or 5th or maybe 6th.
Yeah, my feeling is it's about there. I think it might have more points than the model says. I think it might be in the 400s, honestly. I could see 100 to 150 jury. I could definitely see that. But it just becomes very, very difficult because the other problem as well is if you've got 5 songs that are really good in the jury ahead of you, you're already scrapping for those lower points, give or take, unless you've got diaspora. Mm-hmm. Sweden is taking a lot of the same diaspora as Finland. So that rules out that advantage a bit. And
Armin, thank you for the donation, by the way. Thank you.
And then in other countries, there are other songs that are going to get those diaspora boosts that Finland doesn't. So suddenly you are scrapping for the lower points once you're not in that kind of top 4 or 5 group. It's not that I think Erica Wickman deserves 89 points jury because she deserves far more than that, but it's that other songs also deserve a lot of points in the jury and there's only so many points.
Okay, fine. I will say, while I am...
Chad, you have no idea how concerned this man is. Right?
This man made a prediction and is now you know how I feel when I do this.
But the thing is,
think,
I came out for Erica so early. I heard that song for the first time in the studio version, and I sat down and wrote a script saying that Finland could win Eurovision. Day one. So I am very wedded to this. I will say, is there any chance of Switzerland winning the jury? Please reinforce my Delulu. Yes, there absolutely is
a chance.
We'll come to Switzerland in a moment, though. Just to, I think, close the book on this. I do think, like I say, while I'm obviously deliberately going very hard, partially because I really do think that it is the most likely scenario that Finland wins tonight. Secondly, because I really enjoy winding these two and all of you up.
We've learned that.
I would say that you basically have, I think you have the Sweden two-sided landslide victory, and you have the France also potentially two-sided landslide victory as the 3 major likely scenarios tonight.
Yes.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And if I would be very happy with any of those, and I feel quite comfortable because I remember in 2023 I was so desperate for Finland to win that it was, and because all the momentum was there and everything, I was so wedded to it. It was the whole thing was really nervous and stressful. But I love France's song and the way it's staged. I love Kai and I love Barabastu. So it would be a lot easier this time. Also because, quite frankly, I feel like Erica Wickman spent a long time not being considered. Then UMK happened, and there was that brief window after UMK where everyone was
which
like,
was way up in the odds. Yeah, I remember that.
And then it fell away totally inexplicably, and now we're starting to see a reversion as she goes back up again because everyone lost their minds at the intermediate month and a half and forgot that she's amazing, basically. So now I kind of feel like, well, we've come this far. All of this momentum, and the momentum this week is with France and Finland, I would
I
argue.
agree with that.
Why can't we just go a bit further? Like Armin said just before, and thank you for the donation. They were chanting her name in the arena last night.
Yes, they were.
They were chanting her name in the arena last night. It went down amazingly well.
Here's what I can say, because Sam and I have watched this in arena twice in the rehearsals. I can say categorically, without question, that this is the best performance of the contest this year. That is not even so much No, I think it is. Do you see the way? Then that's good. I like
Okay,
it.
listen. We all.
This
get
is
to the
a new
edges
level
sometimes.
of delusion. We'll have your crash out in 5 minutes.
Well, I'm still
you're in
wedded
yours.
to. I'm still wedded to that one actually. So
I do love it, but anyway, for me, it is so good live, and it could really land in a way we are not expecting. The one thing about this chart that we've got in front of us that puts points in front of you is that it is a reflection of what we can see right now. But if Erika Vikman puts on a sensational performance tonight, which she can do, and that leads to people starting to put more into Finland, for more conversation to be about Finland, this can change. The thing about Saturday is that every other day you get changes in like a day. That happens in an hour on Saturday. The movement is so wild. This is really a snapshot of an hour in time, not a moment in time. The reason it has to happen now is because we just have to have one. Are we moving?
We'll shuffle out the way. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Off you go, Sam. Close that door as well, so people can't. Sam, close this door as well.
Yeah. We don't want to hear that.
Yeah. Piss, goodbye.
Piss, goodbye.
That one's been literally all week.
There's
been a whole series of things that have been happening this week. Someone was asking about the splits, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly get up the full breakdown on the website. But seriously, second in the public, third in the jury. Finland, off you go. See you all in Tampere. That is my.
That's what you're staking.
Main line. I would say 35% chance prediction is that 30% Sweden just runs away with it. Also 30% France takes it. The remaining 5% all other batshit scenarios, or Switzerland does the double, whatever. So juries, here we are.
Yeah, it's all been grouped, so
This would be an extraordinary landslide for France.
That is a huge number, but it is in line with what this model has said the whole way. I don't think France have been under 300 for a while, and the odds have strengthened since the last time.
Yeah.
This, to me, seems like the Nemo of this year in terms of getting a jury landslide. I do think it's possible. The thing we've seen in the last 2 or 3 years is that the juries like now to wrap around a song. And I think France is the song this year. The reason for that, I think Austria is too polarising to get everybody. So that's an issue. And I also think that obviously Sweden has its sort of humour thing that won't please everybody in the juries. Switzerland, similar sort of thing in the sense that it's not going to please everybody. France seems to hit with everybody. It won the press poll as well, down at the press centre here in Basel, by quite a mile. That tells me a lot and is a very good indication for how the jury will go, usually.
Okay, well, if we're going to do that then, if it's a good indication for how the jury will go, Erika Vikman.
Erika Vikman is second. That's
Sorry,
true.
I need to stop doing this. I need to stop doing this. But yes, so we'll go a bit further down. Some people, some other questions. Obviously, it's a hard drop off. And the thing is, that's worth remembering, guys.
Ding dong, brothers!
Oh yeah, I need to get out of the way.
Wait, what the? I was not
in the middle.
Me, baby.
What is going?
Ding dong. Where's the camera? Here?
Gabe?
Here? I was looking at the wrong camera. Shame on me.
Gabe, I would like you to meet
Gabe, how
Krista
are you doing?
Siegfried.
Were you all in on this?
Also, hi, Krista.
Were you all in on this?
Surprise, party
Yeah, we've
people!
all been in on
Mwah.
We just had to set up a bit of numbers chat. We thought, that's hella boring. So here's Krista Siegfrieds to really liven up the stream. All good?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm a bit stir crazy. I have been sat staring in this camera for the last.
Oh my god, I know. I was so happy I could surprise you. Oh my god, how are you doing?
This is the strangest week of my life, and yet somehow I think this might actually be the new sort of most unexpected thing that has happened this week. Did GJ have something to do with this?
Yes, very much to do with it.
Operation Sad Uncle because she's the fun out of Eurovision.
Exactly, that's
Really
the
think
thing.
I was going to
I am just like, I am the auntie that just always shows up.
I'm
you know,
hopping out of the
the
way.
one,
This
the
is-
you know, the annoying auntie that is like never really leaving the party. You know her? That's me.
It's actually a perfect time because we've spent the last half hour talking about two things which are very
Yeah.
relevant to Finns and Finns who speak Swedish.
Yeah.
We've been talking about Kai. We had this lovely Ben Robertson, a friend of ours, joined the stream from Vora in
Vöro, yeah.
Vöra.
My mom
Vöra.
is from Vöro. Can you imagine?
And so it must. So as a Finnish Swede, how proud are you?
Oh my god, you don't understand because the thing is, I am also a Swedish-speaking Finn. We are a small minority in Finland. Kai comes from the same region as me. I already told you, my mom is from Vöro. And see them doing this, first winning Melodifestivalen out of this fucking world, like incredible. And now they are here at Eurovision representing Sweden, but you know, we Finns are also feeling like we are so proud of them. So if Kai wins tonight, Finland also wins, like definitely. And I just met them at their hotel. I also surprised them, by the way.
Oh, really?
They had no idea, and I came there and just had to hug them and talk to them quickly and just wish them all the best because, I'm really proud of them.
And also, speaking of Finns winning, I've just had a long argument with all of these gentlemen hiding
Yeah.
behind the camera. I really think Erica could do it tonight.
I hope so. So this is the thing. I have two favorites.
And I think, personally, I think people are underestimating just how much the juries are going to love Erica. She's such a rock star,
Yes.
right? She's
Yeah.
such a rock star. Her vocal is perfect. The staging is incredible.
Super cool, yeah.
And she just elevated it to the moment. I don't know if you saw, there was a really scary moment in the semi-final where
I saw
the
it.
pyro
I saw it. Oh my
exploded.
god, I saw it. But
When you're on
that also
stage-
makes it like, you know, that you have a bit of something dangerous going on. That is also kind of cool,
Sure,
actually.
but when you're on stage and something unexpected happens, and you're like, I have to keep singing. How do you just...
Well, I think as a Eurovision artist, you have been practicing this so much for months. So, like, whatever happens, you will just go on with what you are doing. Like, nothing can stop you. It's so in your whole system, in your muscle memory and everything. So, nothing's gonna stop Erica, definitely not. No pyro or whatsoever.
I think what I will say, now you're here, I think we do have to take a little trip down memory lane because I can't play it with sound, otherwise the EBU will
Yeah.
come and kick in the door. But I think it would be nice to have a little look back
Oh my god.
where we are taking a quick journey back to 2013 in Malmö,
Aw.
where where Krista Siegfrieds took to the stage. How are you feeling in this exact moment here? Everything's just happened. You're stood on stage.
Oh my god. It's,
There you are.
There I am. Hello. No, but I will always remember this as such the time of my life. It was absolutely amazing with my great friends here and doing this amazing show number. It was so much fun. We had so much fun with the girls, but it was also so much more than that. For me, this was not only a fun show number, it was so much more to it with the statement, with the kiss in the end, with the gay rights and the love and equality. So it was so much more. And I have to say to you, Eurovision fans, thank you for your support, because since this, I just have been always here in the Eurovision bubble. I get to come back, I get to perform for you and be in this community, and I love it. This is the best community ever.
I mean, this is the thing, and for those of you who don't know, so Krista, for example, alongside our very good friend GJ, you've commented on UMK and other national finals for Out TV, and I guess it gives you a quite unique perspective. Do you ever find yourself sitting and watching these performers on stage and sort of thinking, oh, I know what I would be thinking in this moment? Or, you know, sort of, it gives you like a different
Oh my God.
perspective, right?
Always, like, so the whole week I have been so nervous. I cannot sleep at the night. I'm like all like fired up because I know what it feels like to be in this Eurovision bubble the whole week. You're giving the interviews, you are doing the rehearsals, you are preparing. I really feel it in my bones. You know, every time I hear the dee 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 dee, and then I got the chills, you know, because it's like I remember what it was.
Just quickly, because there's lots and lots of people giving you love in chat.
Oh, that's so
B says that tell Krista I love her and that Snurra min jord. Was that pronunciation?
Oh,
please?
Snurra min jord was robbed in Melodifestivalen. Yes, it was.
And we have Sophia says it was such a fun song. Jeff says it was one of my favorites of that year. I still sing a song out of nowhere. Tom says this was my number one song in 2013. This makes me so happy. You have no idea. Nadav thinks you're really cool.
Oh, thank you.
And lots of people are saying Queen. Marius says she will comma.
Definitely.
Yeah, Hat Driver says.
I already did last night. Oops.
Well, I'm glad you're having such a lovely time here in Basel.
Yeah.
I am too, but sadly my girlfriend is back home, so none of that. So there's not been any of that for me.
But you can
this
always
week.
come yourself. It's not that difficult.
Well, yes, true, but
I'm sorry.
the cleanup. Think about it. I don't want the cleanup fees in the Airbnb at the end. You know, it's. So we're gonna take a little look.
I have to say, after this performance, I got so much. Like, I got a lot of messages, handwritten, messages that also came a lot from Russia and Ukraine, and were like thanking me. They thanked me for what I did on stage because they didn't see this a lot on TV. It's like, thank you for normalizing this. Thank you for giving this hope to us. So, and that meant a lot. That I know that it had some kind of, it meant a lot for some people.
There we go. I mean, I got no iPad says. Great name, by the way. Because of the Kiss, Krista's song was the first Eurovision song I ever saw. It introduced me to Eurovision. Aww. I mean, this is actually a thing, is that there are, you know, and it's one thing I think is really special about the contest, and why actually the sort of the openness and the element of the sort of LGBT plus representation, so on in the contest is so important, is that there are a lot of places where this might be the only piece of like queer media that they see.
Yeah.
The entire year is this one night.
Yeah.
And that can make a massive, massive difference. The amount of Eurovision fans where you meet from these places and they start talking about it, say, I held on for this, or this helped me, I felt seen.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
this is what happened with this number, this act. So it really reached out, and I think that we did something good with this performance. And you have to remember, it's like 12 years ago. Yeah, it doesn't sound that crazy, but at that time, it was not, you could not get married, like homosexuals could not get married in Finland. Like it was not, we were not there.
It was only legalized in the UK, it was 2011 or 2012.
Yeah.
So it just happened.
And I don't know, like nowadays young people don't think about that, but that was really the case.
So looking forward to since then, obviously you've had, you know, in the intervening 12 years, you have gone on to do all kinds of different things. You've worn many hats as a commentator, as an artist, everything else.
She even hosted UMK.
I
She even
hosted
hosted
UMK 5 times in a row. That was amazing. But also, like, I'm really like, seriously, I have Eurovision to thank for everything, because then really my career took off. I made songs, albums, tours, but also worked as a TV presenter. I've done so much. Like, my career happened because of this.
And I guess for you, name us, I don't know, I mean, there's probably so many different highlights. I imagine hosting UMK is one of them. Name us, say, 3 or 5, I mean, or 4, name some highlights of things that you've done over the last 10 years that just made you go, I love this job. I love doing what I do.
So what I actually like happiest from, well, this is definitely a highlight, Eurovision Song Contest. But also when I hosted at UMK 5 times, like, I love the hosting part, because there you get to do all the fun stuff without competing. So you get to host, but also perform and sing interval act, opening act. So that's absolutely fantastic.
And nobody votes on you.
And nobody votes, and I don't have to compete. So that's
no
great.
judgments.
I love it. Like, my biggest dream, seriously, ever is to host the Eurovision Song Contest. So I want Finland to win, actually, because then I might have a chance.
Well, you might be just 12 months away from that dream. Because like I say, I think tonight could be the night.
Yeah, but and you know, also because if Sweden wins, then I think it would be fair to take one
Swede.
host as a Swedish Finn, because Kai are Swedish speaking Finns, so it would be fair.
So SVT, if you're watching this, who's going to be in charge of this decision? I know Edward Offsilen, if you're watching this.
Tell him.
This woman is going to host Eurovision next year, and whoever is your equivalent at Ule, come on Ule, we go way back. I've been to UMK.
What are you waiting for?
Precisely. This is the host that Eurovision needs next year, whether it's Finland or Sweden. We can host it. We'll do it in the Åland Islands, so it's in the middle.
Åland. I was just at Åland. It's a great place, beautiful, perfect.
Very nice for a holiday. Now, I'm sure there's you have.
Other moments. We were talking about other moments. Great moments.
Yes. So other really great moments that you've experienced over the last year.
So Eurovision and UK are the best because I love everything about Eurovision. But I have to say, when I got to compete in Dancing with the Stars in Finland, oh my god, I loved it so much because I got to dance every day and I felt I am just so freaking happy. Like every day I get to dance and just be fabulous. And that's what my life should be all about.
It's one of those things that it's like the hallmark of you've made it is
Yeah.
being on the celebrities dancing show.
Yeah.
Like in the UK, it's Strictly Come Dancing, Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Once you're on there, it's like, okay, you are now a beloved figure in the public eye. It has been certified by the fact they want you to dance on television.
I loved it so much. It was amazing and it was for 4 months. I made it to the final. I became second, but it doesn't matter. It was so much fun. And I have to say also what I did. I was in the jury of Finland's Got Talent and The Voice Kids. And that was also so much fun because I love to sit there and just watch new talent. Like that was fantastic. So I also enjoyed that a lot.
So I'm sure there's plenty of things going on today. They're all giggling, by the way, over there.
You're so happy because you deserve like a little happy moment. And the best thing is chat's loving just this energy. I'm wondering, Krista, who should be Finnish artist in the UK next year? Who do you want to see?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I have a couple of suggestions as well.
Oh my god,
I have a couple
now
of
you're
suggestions.
just asking me two difficult questions.
Natala comes back, I'm happy.
Oh yeah, she's fabulous, but she will come back. She will come back at some point. Oh, who else could be there?
Bess.
I have to. Oh yeah, Bess. She also has to come back. Yeah, she's cool. She has this kind of same kind of vibe as Erika Wikman. I think she was there once. She had it with a cool song. She's a cool artist, a power woman. So I think definitely. I really think she's gonna come back. I believe so. And I don't know. I have to drink about it. I'll come back to this later. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I have to drink about it.
Yeah, I have to drink about it. I really have to drink about it. But I'll do that. I come back to that.
Other artists, I really love Mirella. Obviously, she's only released a couple of singles. Mirella would be fun.
Yeah,
Elastinen.
Elastinen, yeah.
I think
Anna
would be good.
sen soida, Anna sen soida.
For the one for me, it's Toiset Someone Lights Up, probably because that's the song with Karia. That's the song I think of straight away. I did that karaoke last year while I was in Finland.
Yeah.
A room full of really confused Finnish people, singing like, why is this English guy badly singing this Finnish rap song?
But you did it.
I did do it.
How is your Finnish?
My Finnish.
Se 1, 2, 3 saunaa.
No, I can say olen rautatieasemalla.
Oh, olen rautatieasemalla. That's good to know. He's at the train station.
Yes, so when I am at the train station.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean that's good. That's good to say, and you can also learn rakastan sua.
Oh yeah, rakastan sua.
Yeah.
I know that. That reminds me, BEM at UMK. BEM as in Hey Rakas.
Oh yeah.
She would be her voice is like.
Oh yeah, she's
angelic.
also fabulous. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there are a lot of good options. Yeah.
I'm still a bit in. I can't believe you all conspired behind my back to do this. Sem pretends he's going to the toilet. And I heard like a bang, and I was like, "Was that the?" I didn't, but I'm like, obviously, I'm on stream. I can't.
You thought I was destroying the toilet.
Yeah, I thought you were just doing a really nasty. But
It's so fun with surprises, right?
yeah, and I think in general, this the thing is, it's been like for me, it's been an amazing week, but it's been quite a tough week because obviously I was not in the press centre this year. My reach is insufficient, apparently,
Okay.
and so it's been very much making the best of it, doing things differently. And I think probably you three have watched me being the most tired I've ever been in my life. Aww. And all of a sudden now I'm full of energy again.
You are, but it's good.
And it's
But
'cause
I
your
have to
energy
say-
is infectious.
But sometimes, when something like that happens, okay, you wanted to be there in the press and you wanted to be there, but now things happen like this and you did the best you could. You made the best out of it, and I really think that's also super cool. You never know what this can lead to,
And obviously, I should say thank you to everyone in chat they've been here all week. Last night we were on until 2:00 in the morning, waiting for an audience poll result, and everyone stayed up. Things got really, really silly. I was doing we ended up doing like a cappella karaoke and all sorts to try and get through. I think we should just talk a little bit about this year's Eurovision because I would love to know, and I'm going to get the songs up on screen so everyone can see them. Well, yes, we'll
Yeah.
come to that in a moment.
Yeah.
Are you going as a spectator or are you going as a commentator?
No, tonight I'm just gonna go and enjoy myself. I got invited to the final to come and watch it, so I will go and watch it, and then I will go and sing at the Euro Club tonight. And that was supposed to be a surprise. Sorry,
Oh.
but just revealed it.
Okay, so we've just spoiled that. There is some Euro Club organizer in flipping tables right now in an office over in the other end of
I hope
Basel.
they are not looking.
So,
Oops.
of your favourites this year, we have this incredible lineup of songs. I
Yeah.
have to say, I love the boys from
Oh,
Iceland.
and I love that they're singing in their own language, and they are so cute and energetic. They're super cute.
Are there any that have
And I
stood
have
out
to say,
to
I'm
you?
so also happy that Iceland is in the final. That's really nice.
Singing, 100% qualification record when they sing in Icelandic.
Yeah.
When they sing in English, it's like 50-50.
Oh.
So there's a hint. Keep singing in native
But
languages.
don't you think that this is also like a trend? Sometimes it goes like this. Oh, it's like a hype to do it, and sometimes it doesn't really work, and then it goes like.
I think there is partly. I think people increasingly over time with Eurovision have become more open to hearing songs that
Yeah.
are not in English because it makes things feel maybe more open to it in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it was very different in the
Yeah.
in the sort of 2000s, 2010s.
Yeah.
The trend was very
Yeah,
much in
but
the
then,
other direction.
yeah,
It's
because
kind
it
of
didn't
swung
work
back
at
again.
all, you know. And then because so I think that it really goes in trends. But yeah, for now it's really cool.
Yeah. Are there any other songs that you particularly enjoyed this year?
Oh my God, yes. So wow, a lot of them. So of course, yeah, okay, Finland and Sweden, obviously.
yeah.
But I do think also. Oh, let me see here now. Oh yeah, espresso macchiato is fun. Like I cannot help it. It's stuck on my brain. It's super fun. Austria, yeah, beautiful. He's so talented. Wow, the way he can sing, absolutely amazing.
You met him. He's so small.
He's so small.
He's
but
so tiny.
cute.
Like you could put him in your pocket.
Yeah, I love him. I also, the Netherlands. I mean, I live in Amsterdam these days. I've been following Claude. I think he's an amazing artist. I love also his previous work with all his songs. And I think he's great. I think it's a good song. And I think he does it really well. So I think we also have to keep an eye on Claude, actually, tonight. Oh my God. Germany. I have to say, just that song is so stuck on my brain. It's going to be on my playlist. I love that song. I'm like obsessed. I'm also obsessed with the song, Albanian song. Oh my God.
They're going to
I'm
love
so
that.
obsessed.
Chat is going to absolutely
Yeah, but
love
I
that.
am
They adore
obsessed.
Albania.
Like I adore Albania too. I'm like really like, wow, it's so powerful. It's so cool. I absolutely love it. And of course, I mean, yeah, France is also really good. Like, there's many good ones. It's gonna be a great final. Oh my God, Malta! I cannot forget Malta. Okay, I will be screaming in the arena, serving guns today so hard I can. It's gonna be amazing. I've been waiting for this moment.
By the way, this is how the chat has responded to Albania. As you can see, the entire chat is just filled with people saying "Zerm."
Yeah,
now.
but I understand that because it's such a cool song, and yeah.
Now, I must ask you, in your opinion, do I look like this man?
Well, I haven't seen you without a shirt, and he has a
don't
bit
quite
longer
have-
hair than you, but I can kind of see it.
I don't quite have his muscle. I don't quite have his muscle profile, which is why I don't typically get shirtless on stream. But I do have a photo of us together. Because initially I didn't
really?
think we did, but then we took this photo, and I was like, oh, because it's been a thing the whole season. Last night, people started editing the Wikipedia article of him
Really?
to add my name to it. So
Oh my God, you look like brothers. you actually do. You actually do.
And-
just a little longer hair, you know.
And he's permed it slightly as well. And so if I do that and hit the gym for like 3 years, then maybe
then
eventually.
it's totally you, and then you can perform in Eurovision.
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
And then I will be a survivor and a
Yeah,
stay,
yeah.
a liver.
Yeah.
I appreciate the contribution from the room there as well. I was like, stay, alive.
How's your saliva today?
Oh my God. Listen, I accidentally said I'm a saliva, stay saliva or something once.
Yeah.
At like 2 o'clock in the morning after 4 hours on stream. And now it's stuck. And they also, because obviously I'm Gabe, he's Parg. So in chat, they're always calling me Garg now.
Gog. Okay.
Yes, and last night they changed the Wikipedia
Yeah.
article so it said Garg instead of Parg. And
Really?
that article is now locked for editing on Wikipedia because this chat is full of such goblins that they went and edited the article and got us all into trouble.
Oh my God, they are really active over here.
They are. They never stop.
so much
And
fun.
it's glorious. It's made it a
Yeah.
lot easier. Look, this has been the most wonderful surprise I'm clearly totally clueless because I had no idea that they were going to pull this on me. GJ is looking so smug right now. Look at him.
No, I'm just super happy because I saw you this morning and you were just like, you needed this little boost and we knew this was happening. And we're just like, we need to give Gabe that little like Red Bull in a thing and just not tell anyone. And we knew you two get along, so I'm just like happy to see you just
well, now
so cute friends.
Oh, they are the most wonderful people. But now I feel like I could stream all afternoon. Like this has given me life and energy.
But did you
again.
get energy now? I'm really happy to hear that.
I feel like it's like psychically, your energy is like psychically passed to me, and now I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. We're gonna do 5 more. I'm not gonna do 5 more hours. I don't think I could quite take that. We're now in the I think 30-something hour of streaming this week because we did 8 hours yesterday, 4 hours the day before, 8 hours the day before that, 4 hours the day before that.
Jesus.
Because obviously there's so much going on, stuff just keeps on happening.
I can understand that, and it's but this is Eurovision, it's like you get sucked into it and you cannot stop.
Yeah, it's what we live for. Now, what I will say is either Finland will win Eurovision or it will not. If it doesn't, I'm going to be in Tampere for UMK again. And I sure hope GJ is going to make that trip this year.
Well, we should be together commentating in a booth there.
Well, exactly. That was where I was going. So let's all 3 of us together. Let's film some kind of video together. Let's play Uno or something. We should all definitely go for a beer. And if you're at Euroclub later, I'm sure we can do some shots.
Oh, definitely. Oh my God, I'm finished to the bone, so I never say no to alcohol.
I also promise you can join GJ. I also told Eurovision Tom I'd do a shot with him. So we will all get a shot and it will cost about 700 Swiss francs because this country makes Finland and Sweden look like bargain basement in comparison.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
Krista, I want to know what do you feel Finland is feeling right now?
Oh
because
my
you
God.
have so many Finnish friends.
Yeah, that's true.
Family.
It's true, but I feel like Finland, it's a lucky year for Finland because, we have Erika and we have Kai. So if Erika wins, that would be absolutely fantastic. If Kai wins, we still also win. I mean, even though they're represented in Sweden, we still win. So it's a lucky year for us. It's
interesting because in some parts it feels like, for example, where, in the Swedish-speaking regions, it was funny because Ben was saying everyone is all Kai all the time. Everyone is so focused on Kai.
Yeah.
I would love to see what the atmosphere is like in Tampere or Helsinki, whether people are more Erika, whether people are more 50-50.
But that's true. But you have to understand, in the Swedish-speaking parts of Finland, Kai, they are our boys. Of course, they are crazy about them. They've been following their journey for so many years. So it's not weird. And I also think in Finland, it's not fair and nice that people are like, you have to choose one, either Kai or either Erika. No, we love them both. We really love them both. And in Eurovision, it's all about celebrating, so you shouldn't have to choose. You can love everyone.
And I mean, this is the thing, and it's been one of the sort of slightly sadder things at the same time. I'm so happy because I think Erika Wickman has always been proving everyone wrong, but she continues to do it, is the way there's kind of been this response to her in the in like some particular parts of the sort of social dynamic in Finland, which is very much been sort of negative, and I think relying obviously, well, I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. It's been quite misogynist. I guess, and it's interesting because a fellow creator, Overthinking It, did a really interesting article. This kind of touches on what we were talking about before, is that apparently the orgasm gap in Finland is the biggest of any European country. Wow. Yeah. So do you feel there is a kind of particular, is there a certain prudishness, a certain misogyny problem in society? I mean, there is everywhere, but in Finland that is maybe preventing people from fully embracing Erika Wickman?
It's really difficult to say. I don't know what it is. Like, she's such a cool, powerful woman, and she just do what she wants. And maybe some people, or apparently some people, get annoyed with that. And then it's about, the female orgasm. And I don't understand. That's such a fantastic thing. Like, everybody should just be happy. Like, there's nothing better than an orgasm. Like, come on. Why are people so upset? I seriously don't believe it. Then, as you say, maybe people are then too prude, or it's like somehow they get, it's, I don't know. Are you afraid of it, of an orgasm? It's great. You should try it.
I was going to say, maybe it's just that some of them are not familiar with such things, and everyone's scared of the unknown.
Yeah, maybe, exactly. But I just think like people should just loosen up a bit. It's fun. It's a fun song and a great show number. Just relax.
Yeah, I mean, without meaning to speculate, I suspect a large number of the conservative men who don't like Erika Vickman probably aren't very familiar with a female orgasm because they've never seen one themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. So but maybe in the future they can see one if they change their minds.
Well, indeed. So we've got, I want to, again, just keep going back to chat, which is now just melting down about that sort of brief conversation. I very quickly want to say thank you to Jamuma and to T the One and to Bingda for your donations. And yes, it is indeed Norway Day. So T the One, happy Norway Day. Fancy Confetti says, Gabe asking the hard-hitting questions. And yes, this is the hard-hitting questions. Yeah. This is the pinnacle of Eurovision journalism right here on the SC Gabe channel. If you haven't subscribed, then you already should. While you're here, you should also probably be making sure you're following not Erika Vickman. We've been talking about Erika Vickman. You should make sure you're following Krista Siegfrieds on Instagram, on all social media. You should be listening to her music. You should be tuning into the Out TV broadcasts whenever they're doing any kind of national final, because you may well find Krista and GJ on there. GJ has this really beautiful gravelly voice that can only be produced by years of smoking and drinking.
Well, it's mostly screaming at Euroclub.
Oh, that's fine. But it's sexy voice.
And there's
I'm working on my sauna.
Yeah, sauna.
One thing that is funny is the other day, GJ asked the chat what Eurovision artist he looked like. And the answer that chat came back with, and for those of you who weren't there, you can see him here. The answer that chat came back with was Grey Sebastian.
And I'm still not sure if it's Guy Sebastian or Red Sebastian we're talking about.
Wait,
Red Sebastian.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, but that's because of the haircut
Yeah.
and everything. And I mean, it's still he's from Belgium, you're from the Netherlands.
It is
there
very
is
true.
something in there. Yeah.
Would you ever do Eurovision again?
I love Eurovision so much. So I think like if I would have the right song that it feels like this is the song I believe in, this I could make a fun show number out of, then I would do it. But everything has to feel like 100% right.
Would you sing in, and this is a double question.
Yeah.
So firstly, would you feel more leaning towards going to Melodifestivalen or to UMK? And would you sing in English, Swedish or Finnish?
Oh, that's difficult. But I think then I would rather go to UMK.
Nice.
Because I think that UMK is like, I love UMK, and it's like cool there now.
And I feel like with the new format too, it must be exciting to see it now and see how this competition has evolved into this kind of juggernaut in Finland where it is just everywhere. GJ, did you have any additional questions, any additional topics you would like to touch on? Now you're here.
The thing is, Krista brought up a really interesting point when we were in the cab, that her lovely partner Rutger's friends are into San Marino. Because they think it's a football chant song.
I don't know, but I could like, these straight guys, they're like, tutta Italia, like this football vibe. And then, hey, like then when they're drunk, it's like the perfect song for straight men.
Don't underestimate the default straight man votes. Yep. It does exist, and it could bring them a lot.
Default straight man vote. I love it.
I don't know.
We polled people outside, obviously, on the Wednesday and the Friday vote. And everyone who voted either Estonian, San Marino, by and large, default straight man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I suspected so.
I want to know Chris's opinion. What do you think of Hazel as the host? The blonde one. The crazy one.
Oh, that ate cheese with Erika.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was fun.
I think it's so totally like I love it. Yeah. It's so unhinged. And in fact, what people have been suggesting in chat is that if Kai were to win, the best way, just squeeze it. It's fine. I mean, you'll be on the end there, but if you just poke your head in,
I'll lead in.
there we go.
I need to move here?
I'll shuffle a bit. There we go. Would be
I need a camel toe. I need to pull my pants
Oh
down.
gosh, I mean, it's terrible when it happens. No, truly. And it's like no, let's not go there. Anyway, is hosting Eurovision in Sweden. Petra Mjelde and Krista Siegfrieds.
Oh my god, that would be
I would love
amazing.
Edvin to be there as well.
Who
did Mello this year, because he's also unhinged.
And the three of you together
Oh my, I would love that, of course.
You've also given jury points, right?
Yeah, I gave the jury points for Finland 2015.
What's that like? Because some people go, oh, I'm gonna make joke after joke, and other people are just like, oh my god, what's happening? Like, what is that like? What do you think is the perfect jury point?
Yeah.
Should you do jokes, or should you just do it straight and be it like it's an honor?
Yeah, I think it depends on what person you are, because let's say if Petra Mede would be there giving the points, you would want her to say do a joke or do something, like you expect that. But I just think it's so fun to always watch the points, because it's like, it's so weird and fun and awkward, and then you always have this little delay, you know, when they say, okay, Finland, and then you're like, thank you for a fantastic show today. You know, it's so fucking awesome.
This happened last night with, I think it was it Armenia, where she just like waited so long, and then the delay was so huge, she already started talking. She goes, yes, I can hear you. And you can see Hazel, I think there's one tonight that I'll tease. Last night, Hazel couldn't stop laughing and crying over our lovely mouse from Italy because of his voice. She just
the spokes mouse.
The spokes mouse. We get a mouse tonight giving points.
Okay.
But Hazel thought it was so funny. It's gonna be spokes mouse.
Oh my
That was
God,
coined
okay,
by
That was
Sam.
coined by Semana, who was right over there.
But it's it's just fun. So it depends. Like, some people can do the jokes, and some gonna just keep it. But it's always fun, and I love giving the points. It was fun.
Yeah,
But it's weird, because you are standing there. You are like being, at least in Yle, it was like you are standing there alone in a studio, and we had a green screen behind, and that was supposed to be the Helsinki City Cathedral.
I was going to say, so, hello, as you can see, I am in Helsinki. Behind me is Helsinki.
Fun fact, Chanel will be doing it live from the actual Benidorm beach tonight.
Yeah, they invested there.
Oh, that's cool, because
She's
in Finland
actually
it's
on the
always
beach,
in a studio, in a Yle TV studio, and I think that's the way most of the countries do it. But yeah, it was an honor to do it. It was fun.
And you get Karja again tonight. You get to see Karja again tonight. He's
Oh
performing
yeah,
with Baby Lasagna.
of course, and hopefully Celine
'Cause-
Dion.
No. This is a story. I'll get out, but you need to tell the story, because you performed Rushka with Karja twice.
Yeah.
She took over Erika Vikman's parts in Amsterdam. You got to talk about that story, because that story is iconic.
It was so much fun, because the thing was, me and Karja, we did a gig in Turku in Finland at some point, and then he asked me, Krista, come up on stage and sing Ruoska, and I'm like, I would love to get up on stage with you, but I don't know the lyrics, so I'm sorry, but I cannot. But then I said to him, next time we meet or whatever, when you are coming to Amsterdam, because I saw he had a tour, then I learned the lyrics and I go up on stage with you. And then he was like, Krista, I'm coming to Amsterdam. And then I thought, let's do it. It was super fun. Like, I love the song. I love Karja, Jere, like we call him, and his whole crew. Like, it's such a vibe. They're the whole crew is so cute. He's so cute. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed that.
I mean, I remember the Karja Mania in 20. That was actually, I mean, the last time we saw each other was in, we took a selfie together and sent it to GJ in 2023 in that press center. I remember that week, I remember all of us being like, it could happen. And the hope was
oh my God, I was like,
bearable.
Universe, let it happen.
And then watching that
close.
jury result come in, it was like one little hit after another, just being like, oh.
It was like watching a boulder sort of roll up the hill and finding like you always couldn't get it back down again.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was heartbreaking. Maybe tonight will be the night that the heartbreak changes. Krista, I cannot believe that this has just happened. Yeah. I'm going to go back. The thing is, because obviously all of the VODs of all the streams are available on my channel, everyone. So if you do want to watch any of the VODs back later, you can. I am definitely going to go back and watch. I want to see what my reaction was like.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll never forget that.
It was priceless. You were like this. Whoa.
It was the
really
beautiful thing,
fun.
because I heard the door and I knew what was coming. So I was just sort of like, okay, and now we're just ready. Wait for the door open. And it's just like, right, Gabe, I'm going to act not shocked, but this is Krista Siegfried.
Yeah. And I was just sat there like, what?
Well, isn't it ironic that, like, after months and months and months of you going about Erika Vikman is going to win, supporting this brilliant Finnish blonde woman, that we got another one for the stream.
Well, indeed. With that, thank you. I mean, thanks so much to GJ and Co for conspiring. Thank you so much for coming. It has been such a pleasure. We will, I mean, I can say I'll see you very soon, because we're going to be doing shots in Euroclub in about
I was just
8 hours.
See you at the Euroclub.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank you so
and good
much.
luck with your stream, eh?
Thank you.
See you later. I'm gonna go and drink alcohol. Bye.
Yeah, enjoy that very much. That's going to be me later. A few more hours. GJ and Sem.
Can we take a short break, take a picture?
Yes, we can. Guys, we will be right back in 1 minute and we will see you there. Do not go anywhere. Hello, everyone. We're back. This has been, every time when I think this week couldn't get more ridiculous, more unhinged, GJ, come back for a second.
Wait.
Hop in.
Thank you so much, all of you, for not just for that, but for all of your support, for everything you have done to encourage me. There have been times where I've come to you guys totally having a meltdown, being like, I can't do it. Like, I can't do it. I've had enough. I'm, I can't do this video. I can't write this video, whatever else. And you guys have calmed me down, sort of grounded me, kept me in check when I've needed to, stopped me from tweeting stupid things, generally on a frequent basis.
Yes,
several times.
That's a thing.
And I'm so thankful to have all of you as part of this Eurovision experience. So I want to say thank you so much.
Real quick.
Real quick.
But listen, we've all had a lot of laughs as well. There's been a lot of fun, joyful moments, and this was just like, you needed that little Red Bull in human body. Like that.
That kick.
Yes, seriously though, shots in Euroclub. We are
doing shots.
Yeah.
Except Sem.
Except for Sam.
Sem does not do shots. Sem is cool enough to not do shots.
He's a very
He
sensible.
just doesn't need them.
No. But he
All
will
right.
soon be on a boat doing other cool stuff.
Indeed.
Anyhow, we're going to go. We'll see you later.
Thank you both so much. See you later.
bye,
Enjoy the rest of
Krista.
the day, and we will see you in Euroclub.
See you tonight.
Perfect. Take care.
Bye. So,
I mean, thank you, Rika, by the way, for the super chat in the midst of that. Gabe, you are an amazing interviewer. A surprise interview with Krista, and I couldn't tell you hadn't prepared for it. I mean, the thing is, right, when you have the energy of someone like Krista, it's the easiest thing in the world. Because, it's just boundless.
Golden retriever in a human person.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're not giving yourself quite enough credit because, that's literally just happened. You're having to get over the shock and then be like, oh, I have to talk to this person. And then, it's quite tricky. Even when you prep.
Well, it's obviously, it's just the whole... It's the kind of thing that I think when I'm on stream, it's almost like I've got two brains running at once, like half and half. Like half of my brain is actually doing all the thinking and stuff. Half of the brain is almost unconsciously doing 85% of what's going on stream. Like it's almost like I barely notice myself speaking and stuff sometimes because I'm looking in three different directions. I'm doing all of these different things. I've got absolutely no clue what it was we were talking about before this, by the way.
Well, we were just talking about what will happen tonight. Oh, well, Ray mentioned that the boat, and all of the Vibe fans have conveniently reminded us that there is a boat in that song.
Yes.
Boat
song.
Boat.
Rowing today, rowing tonight.
Rowing on a boat.
Rowing where the
All
stars are
fucking
bright.
night.
Rowing today. No, I don't think that's the original lyrics of the song.
It's close
rowing
enough.
here, rowing there, rowing fucking everywhere.
That was my one, yeah.
Let's have a little look more at a few more things in this final. There's some songs, obviously, we had the jury shows. We should probably talk a little bit about who did well. Oh, that's Pog.
No, it isn't. That's you. You were just looking at pictures of yourself.
Well, yes, maybe so.
Your Krista Secrets has approved that you could be brothers, by the way. I think that deserves a medal.
Yeah, that, and also, like, yesterday I was sat in a cafe eating my dinner, and the Pog thing came up, and a guy from the next table turned around and said, I'm Armenian, I heard you talking about Pog. And so I then, without missing a beat, said, do you think we look like each other? And he looked at me and he went, yeah.
Do you know what? I initially didn't think it, and then we saw the great photo that happened, and then I realised, oh God, you do.
I really do. So, back into this.
We're going to speak about every...
I don't think we probably won't have time to get through everyone. But let's talk about some of the things that stuck out to me from the jury show, because there are a few, not many, because most people did actually really deliver. People have been... People have become, I think, the last couple of years, a lot more savvy about saving their voice and stuff. And as a result, we have less of this variance, with the exception of the sort of Slimane thing last year.
Definitely. I mean, there's one example I can give you, which is in the rehearsal yesterday. Sisal, the Danish act, basically didn't sing at all during the first rehearsal. She just kept her voice down, literally said, I'm not singing the chorus, so if you guys want to help me.
She was singing, I'm not singing the chorus.
Yeah,
so
I'm not singing the chorus.
I am not singing the chorus.
And then did the crowd join in?
Yeah, the crowd all joined in. We all helped. But obviously that was
great.
That
was beautiful, Sam.
Thank you.
I think you should do no, I'm not going to make you do a full cover of that.
I mean, we really should, but...
No. That maybe tomorrow. Maybe in Euro Club.
Probably about a Euro Club.
But I will say, though, at the same time, Norway, Kyle, still nervous early on. He seemed... People seem to... Yes, that is the song. You two are so determined to derail everything about this stream.
Every time we introduce a song, just do a little bit of the melody like that. Just
oh my God. This is a curse. Anyway, so Kyle Alessandro sounded to me like, from what I heard from you guys and others, that it was a little off in the first half of the song. The big notes, again, we were talking about this yesterday, nerves appear in your lower register first. The more nervous you are, this sort of broadens upwards. Kyle's lower register, again, same with the semi-final, a little shaky, a little worried. How did you feel it went, and do you think that could impact on his score?
I don't think it'll impact his score too much. Don't get me wrong, maybe in that first minute there were a little bit of shakes, but honestly, I think you'd have had to be listening really closely to notice.
Yeah, and know your vocal techniques and stuff.
Yeah, as the song went on, honestly, I think he got right back to his best.
For the general audience know.
And the big note, which is fundamentally, your big ticket, here I am getting some points, absolutely nailed that. So I'm not too worried. Nothing can bring me down.
The pair of you are insufferable. Oh my goodness. Someone please tell me what you thought of Luxembourg. I think it's actually going to do rather well.
It will do rather well.
You're gonna be in trouble in a minute.
No,
La Poupe Montesson. I keep saying La Poupe Montesson.
Well, you said it.
God, this is now like the most direct. My brain is scrambled now because I feel like I went into full energy and focus mode when Krista appeared, and now like my brain is trying to make sense of what just happened.
This is fantastic.
We've lost our minds. I'm actually genuinely convinced at this point we have lost our minds. So, Luxembourg, we've talked a lot about the staging this week. It's fantastic. I have to say, there's a lesson in this for, because this Deli, they have absolutely smashed it. They are operating at 100% of the potential of this song. It went from, maybe it'll NQ to, this is an obvious, certain qualifier and it's not going to be close.
Yeah, it really got elevated by the staging. I love the way they've done the visual storytelling on this.
Yeah, and the Franz Gal in the television.
That's a great Easter egg.
That's a great Easter egg.
And obviously, we've followed all the national finals on the Eurovision show throughout the season. And
we've seen the national final.
And Laura's vocals during the Luxembourg Song Contest, they were good, but now they're really strong.
They were not great.
Well, this is the thing, they were all right, but I think the thing is actually that night I thought was Luxembourg Song Contest this year.
Not classic?
No.
Where did you rank it in that tier list of yours?
I think I gave it D tier, or maybe C tier. I think I gave it C tier because the production was really good.
Yeah.
But all of the songs were diabolical at that point, except for Laura, who was passable. But the vocal has improved so much.
Massively, yeah.
I think this is the thing. We talked about this in terms of Miriana as well. There are some people who you can tell massively benefited from the Eurovision experience. And it's a bit of a kind of sink or swim, right? With people who aren't that familiar. Don't read that out. I can see what you're looking at. Don't read that out. The thing is like, so there's a bit of a sink or swim. I'll give an advantage of a swim, which was...
I'm such a little kid. When I see the word poop, I'm just, yay.
Okay, you're just laughing at the word poop. I'm going to finish my sentence now. If the children are satisfied, she's clearly grown so much as an artist. And it's one of these things, you get to this stage, is it going to work? Yes. And I feel like now, probably going forward, she'll have a career in it for her too. Where do you think she's going to finish? Because a couple of people asked. You're getting the giggles, aren't you? Just because someone said piss, poo, bye. Really?
This is magnificent. I'm just going to pull up where Luxembourg is on the model at the moment. So right now, in the way I've projected it, Luxembourg is 23rd, which seems really low, but there is one key reason for this. It's slot 2. Mm-hmm. It is the weakest spot. We all know that. Songs never really do well. The model works on averages. So on average, slot 2 doesn't do well. Pretty much all of that is from the jury. Mm-hmm. And I do think Laura could, if it goes really well, could do pretty well with the jury. I think left-hand side with the jury is very possible for Laura, actually, if it goes well. So I'd be hopeful of Luxembourg climbing a bit higher up than this. I did see someone in the chat saying, could it finish left-hand side? I think that's a little too high on the estimate, but it could get close, maybe.
I'm not even going to look at chat for now. You're all trying to give him the giggles, and it's working. Like this is the thing. I think we're at the point now.
He's in front of the chat, and he's just taking the first stimuli that come at him. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Ich pisse. We've all lost our minds. We've just all lost ourselves.
Chat, it is grand final day. We've been sleepless for about a week. You'll have to bear with us. Should we get on to Tommy Cash?
Yeah, let's talk about Thomas Dollar.
No stress, no need to be depressed.
Yeah, I think it could eat into Kai's televote, was what I was going to say. I think people who like Kai will also like this. Might choose to only vote for one of them and vote for Tommy. How do you think it's going to do?
I'll help you with that, Gabe.
How do you think it's going to do?
I think it will, like you say, it'll do really well in the televote. I'd be amazed if this isn't top 5 in the televote tonight.
Yeah.
A lot of people
also,
like it.
he doesn't get enough credit for how good the song is and how good the whole idea behind the song and the story is.
What do you mean by that? Is that about the song itself, or is it about like all of the messages behind it? Because we know
it's the message of countries going to Eurovision and only do the stereotypical version of a country, and that's what he's telling everyone. I think it's a brilliant entry.
I think one thing I did find really fun, obviously it caused big controversy in Italy, but I saw something and it was posted by an Estonian being like, this makes me so happy. It was on a square somewhere in Italy, and it was a saxophonist playing Espresso Macchiato.
Yeah.
They had the backing track and playing Espresso Macchiato, and there's hundreds of people dancing around on the square, like of all ages, and genders and everything else. And it was so wholesome. And it's like, okay, actually, I think Italy is probably, if they don't give Tutto l'Italia 12 in the televote, they'll give this 12 in the televote.
Yeah,
because
both are going to be
they
high.
absolutely love it.
So
Are you really laughing at Pispresso Pucciato?
This man has you have the maturity of a 6-year-old, I mean... And one thing actually weirdly linked to that is, I think with the way they've staged it, when obviously they've got sort of the kid coming on and dancing,
yeah.
I think that's really worked because I think some people's criticism of Tommy Cash was that he was very provocative and very difficult to kind of get along with and be likable. And actually, that is like a good shortcut to being likable.
It softens him. I think it really softens him. And you know, they do the little dance together. And then also, I think the way the security carry her off afterwards is hilarious. Like, it's really, really funny. Like, it's the funniest act. Like, in terms of pure ha-ha value, it has more than
the whole
else.
thing is well pitched, but it's Tommy Cash. It's Saturday grand final night. If there is anyone in Eurovision history who would try something on stage we've not seen before, it's Tommy Cash.
With no notice. It is true. You do wonder. The thing is we've been wondering the whole time and we haven't seen anything yet from him. So maybe.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Maybe. I think, you know, I think it's really good. Okay, finally, we've been sort of blue balling you on this for long enough. Let's talk about Lithuania. See, we found the one thing that excites him more than piss and poo, and it's Lithuania.
There are certainties in life. Piss, poo, and Lithuania.
I still believe this could come in the top 10. Obviously, the model does not agree. I will show it just briefly.
Yeah, it's
16th. I mean, but the thing is,
that's a crime against humanity.
But if you look, the mark for the top 10, and we have Norway 10, there's 115. Lithuania's on 90.
It's not that far away.
It's not that far away.
It's a very thin wedge.
You know, I think...
How possible is it that they can get top 10?
It's possible. I'm not saying it's likely.
If you-
20%. I mean, you're asking me to eyeball it, but... Look, I mean, when you've got countries like this that are really smudged together, it is difficult to get these placings right. At the top end, it's actually kind of more accurate because the odds are a bit further apart and stuff like that. It's easier to distinguish them. Down here, I mean, you can see Norway 115, Germany 114, Israel 113, Greece 112. Right. What's the difference?
I would love them to be in the top 10 because it's just utter brilliance. The whole composition of the song, the lyrics, everything. It's such a masterpiece.
Seb, what if I said to you, Tavo Arpis?
He hasn't decided yet. He's digesting it. There's been a lot of people saying that. In chat. Also, Kakarsis. I knew you'd enjoy that one.
I just laugh at him. It's brilliant.
This is not my good point, actually. Yeah, sorry, Gabe. Lee says, this might be your Delulu, Overham / AIR take, cursing Tavoakis to a not great result. I disagree. I actually think this is going to do really well in the jury. I think it would have finished top 10 in the jury.
To be quite fair, last year my favourite was Ufam.
Your favourite was Overham. And how did that go, Sam?
Almost every year, my favourite comes all last, or it doesn't qualify.
Well, my favourite this year is Ziefenblatt, so that's potentially another one.
No, it's remarkable how every favourite I have gets trashed by the whole of Europe and Australia.
And it's all because it's your favourite, right?
I think,
They're specifically out to get you. Let's keep pushing
Who's the
on.
next?
Spain. I think you're being.
Una diva caliente.
Ponderosa. Yeah,
I think it's coming. I think it's coming last.
You think it's last?
Yeah, I stand.
Honestly, I could see it. Obviously, it came third in that audience poll, but I was out there, so I can say this. Pretty much everyone who voted for Spain did have a Spanish flag around them, but we can't necessarily distinguish who is Spanish. We're not asking for people's passports when they vote. So we kind of have to take the votes as they are. There's an indication that there's some support for Spain, so they're up. If this finishes bottom 5, bottom 3, won't be surprised either.
Yeah, I just think, I preferred it before the revamp, and I'm kind of sad about it now. I don't have much else to say about Spain, I just don't think it's very interesting.
Then let's move on.
Ukraine. Now you've gone very low on this. I can't see, especially
it's
the
super
televote.
low.
I guess
that can't be right because the Ukrainian diaspora is so big and engaged.
It is remarkably low. I mean, Ukraine is obviously
Ukraine is never going to be in the right field of Eurovision because of their.
The thing we've noticed on it is odds have absolutely fallen apart. Unfortunately for them. It's so far down. We don't.
Fine, I'll get the map. Sorry, you keep talking.
You get the map. The map will prove me wrong, but that's why it's there. Yes, Sam, we're getting the map. Is this like a Dora the Explorer bit? Like getting the map.
I am Dora the Eurovision Explorer.
To be honest, I'm not convinced yet that Sem isn't just like a piece of performance art.
I think Tommy Cash has placed him here for us.
Oh, really? You think this is...
This is part of the act.
This is him, Tommy Cash, getting back at me for being mean about him.
Are we going to play GeoGuessr?
No.
Okay.
Yes, the map.
Right.
Okay,
So,
so we have... Where's Ukraine?
Ukraine's there.
Yeah, I know where
It's the
Ukraine
big
is.
one that's marked on the map.
No, but you
in-
have
in-
to mark it. You have to do the thingy.
Okay, listen, I'm fairly sure that this audience knows where the Ukraine... You put this over here. There we go. So, yeah, this is my point again. The Ukrainian diaspora is enormous. It's widespread across many countries. And it's very recent, so people are engaging with Ukrainian language media in a much, much more significant way. So, that means they're going to do really well. And it was also why... The people who said that there was that Ukraine might NQ, you guys were just... It was always going to be fine. So I think it'll come higher. It's one of my favourite songs.
I hope it will as well. I love those guys. I've been able to chat to them 2 or 3 times this year. Always great, always fun. They're just lovely. I hope they do very well tonight and prove my model wrong, to be honest. I'd like to be wrong on that.
Moving forward, we have the UK next. I really don't want this to come last. I think they have jury potential. I just hope... Even if they're just picking up 2s and 3s, if you pick up a lot of 2s and 3s, you could end up with 70 or 80 from the juries. That would be such a great result. If we got 80 to 100 points in total, I'd be thrilled.
Oh, I'd be gobsmacked.
The producers don't have a sense of humour because they should have come last in the lineup just to say what the hell just happened.
Yeah, but it would have worked. They were producer's choice as well. They could have done it.
Yeah.
I'm really sad that you say that there's no chance of them getting 80 to 100. Why do you say that?
I just think that
Because it's a shit song?
it's not a great song.
I like
it. I don't get me wrong. The girls are really good vocally. I think in the jury show they were all great. What is it now?
He's just continue. He's ready.
Yeah.
Continue your point,
You
leave him
stay
to it.
there. Right. My point is that in the jury show they were good, but I think this is a classic case of a song is just going to get buried because there are other songs around. This is ridiculous.
Someone has to poo.
Stop saying it.
I'm stealing last night's makeup.
Stop saying it.
I'm waking up like.
What's this new? No. I think they have. I still believe because of Eugene. And I'm going to stay in denial because, I feel so invested in these girls after meeting them. They were the most wonderful people to interview.
They're really likeable.
Yeah, they were great.
And I just want them to, have success. This is today really is. This has been the most
Delusional stream.
Yeah. We're going to keep going for about another 20 minutes. So let's keep powering through these.
Yes.
Austria, it's not winning.
It's not winning. I think the reason for that is that the black and white staging is great, but it's only going to be great for a certain amount of people. It's always going to turn off people. I think it's really highly stylized. One thing I've noticed watching the rehearsals is that because it's so stylized, I can't connect with JJ properly. Mm-hmm. There's just something that makes it remote for me. I felt like that when the song came out. What is it now?
Just, oh my god, literally, it's the same joke. It's the same joke.
All you're doing is letting this chat govern you, Seth.
I love the chat.
Oh god. And besides, I can't believe everyone has missed the obvious one, which was
follow me on Instagram and just DM me the joke.
He will think all the time. I love how everyone has missed the obvious one, which was I'm an ocean of piss. Which was the totally obvious place to take it to.
Literal.
Oh, there we go. No, Jam got it just in time as I said.
Oh, nice. Someone was
Speaking of oceans, Vibe, Roa, Boat Song.
Boat Song.
It has its audience. Thank you, Bingda, for the $2 and that very fun message. I'm not sure about how I feel about Gargasm.
I think Gargasm is sort of the next evolution of this joke.
I don't like that. I don't like what that implies.
It's not your choice.
Well, I do want to go full time, I guess, so you've got to bring the money in somehow. What do we think about Iceland's chances in this show tonight?
I think they could do rather well tonight. I think we've got them on 70 televote, which is 70.
I mean, that would be really
pretty good.
100?
70.
70.
100.
If they got
100, that'd be
100.
wild. Look, 70.
100.
70.
Why are you just saying 100? It's on. Well, I have
Yeah,
but
but I think it's going to be 100.
You think it's going to be 100?
Yeah.
I think you're wrong, but
Just because.
What was that?
State your opinion.
Off you go.
Just because I think that a lot of younger viewers are gonna love this song and they're gonna love this. And don't forget that a lot of younger viewers only get to see the grand final.
Their parents let them stay up.
That's true, yeah.
And they're going to say, oh, Dad, this is the game where I talk about, this is where I spent all my money on, that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Jay says happy Eurovision Day, guys, by the way. Jay, if you've just got here, you need to go back and watch the segment just before because I was ambushed by Krista Siegfrieds. These guys surprised me.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the funniest, it was the most fun, half hour, what was it, half hour, something like that?
Half hour, yeah.
It was the funniest thing ever.
No, but there's another thing I want to say about Iceland as well, which I think people aren't talking about. They've got the sharpest dancers in the whole competition. They've not missed a mark once. And those moves are really complicated. You know the one on the boat where it's sort of going up, down all the time? It's so complicated and they nail it every time.
Yeah. I will say as well, having got to know these guys quite well, I never worry when they're on stage. Sometimes, someone comes on stage and sort of go, oh, please, hope everything goes well.
Yeah, you're nervy.
But when you meet them, thank you so much, Livka, by the way, just very quickly. This is exactly what we need to cope with the stress of the grand final. Thank you, Gabe, in chat. Thank you, Livka, for your support every day this week. It makes me so happy every day seeing you in this chat. And I've been so glad to be able to experience this with you. No, I'm always, because they are so calm and they find it so... It seems so natural and seamless for them to get into the zone. I know they're going to deliver every time. They've performed this in the Eurovillage. They performed it at pre-parties. They've performed it at all different ones, at all different events. It's always within maybe a few percentage points. They perform this song like they've been performing for 20 years.
Agreed.
And I mean, to be fair, they won, I think Halfdan won some children's singing competitions in Iceland. So he has been performing for many years. And I just think it's actually, underneath the fun, it's one of the most professional things. What are you laughing at now?
Biscuit party in the sky.
They're not even in the final.
Like a party in the sky.
To be fair, you don't have to go to the sky to find a piss party. I'm sure there are plenty of those in Basel this week. Moving on to Latvia. And this, I think we're all very happy to see this in the final. I don't know about its chances.
Oh, Latvia. Yeah, Latvia.
Its victory is that it's made the final.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, don't stand on that wire there. That one's important.
It's victory that it's made the final. It's great for everybody. I'm really happy it's made it. To be honest, I wouldn't worry too much about the result tonight. I think because of where it is in the running order, it's going to be tricky for it to get massive points.
Yeah, it's not universal enough.
But hey, it's made the final. It's going to be a great performance. We're all going to love it. It's such a fan favourite. Yeah. So, great.
Can you all stop spamming Poo Man in chat? I looked over and I just see people spamming Poo Man, Poo Man, Poo Man, Poo Man. Next, and I'm going to come to you, Sam, on this.
Yeah, Tel Aviv. Yeah.
So tell us what would be, in the Netherlands, what would be considered a success for Claude tonight?
A top 5.
Top 5?
And he said to several media outlets that top 10 is the goal for the broadcaster and for Claude himself. But I think top 5, then he'll be the most happy just because what is it?
Well, it's C'est la P.
C'est la P, yeah.
Keep talking.
C'est la P.
And he hit the high note in the jury show last night.
Yeah,
as well,
he did. C'est la P.
Wow, you guys have beautiful voices. You should be the backup singers.
No, but I reckon he can get that top 5, but the jury have to be really
very
in
friendly
favour of the Netherlands by then because it's not that televote friendly.
My thing about it is televote. The fact that Finland is coming right after it is a big problem for the Netherlands in the televote tonight. So I think it is. It's really got to get most of its points tonight in the jury.
Yeah, but isn't the problem for the Netherlands that they just before Erika Dikman?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, exactly.
On both fronts.
And what a beautiful segue. Kayla, by the way, thank you very much for the $2. I appreciate that very much. The next song is, of course, Erika Vikman, which we talked about at length earlier. Like I said to you guys, like I said to Krista, I still think it's happening. It's a lot of it is about the performance on stage. And like you said, it's the best performance in the show.
I agree with it.
If it's the best performance in the show, it deserves to win. Are we really doing Ish Pisser again?
No, it's Erika Pissman.
Well, I'm moving on. Tell us about Lucio Corsi, one of you two, because every time I get lots of hate when I talk about this song.
Well, Gabe, have we covered what Lucio Corsi did last night?
I remember.
In the Eurovision Media Centre.
He performed his song in the press centre, and I hear it was utterly surreal.
It was.
Yeah.
It's amazing that Friday night, Eurovision week, you can always rely on the Italian act, get out there, acoustic guitar, busk for the people. You know, it's a beautiful tradition that's been started,
Yeah,
and I think we have you to thank.
You know, I actually
But-
think the reason why they did that, I think they will have seen all of that stuff from last year and been like, it got loads of traction last year. We have
I
to do
got
it
some
again.
merch, so
Yeah, because they clear out all their remaining media kits and stuff. They just
Exactly,
hand them all out. And so I think genuinely they would have seen it last year and been like, this made a big impact on social media. We're going to do it again.
I agree.
I guess they couldn't get Lucio to sing Imagine, and but you know, it was
No.
good to hear his own song as
now
well.
he did Fulleveste Ronduro and one other song.
Yeah, one other song. I
Yeah.
can't remember what it was.
And what do you guys think of his chances tonight?
I think pretty good because
Yeah.
Italy always do well with the juries. This is a jury-leading song.
Such a good song.
I think it is a very good song.
Oh.
I do wish that they'd have done more with the staging. Personally, I think having the subtitled lyrics is a bit of a shortcut.
the big amplifiers are a bit muppets, but
Yeah, but it's still going to do well. I honestly think it will get in the top 10,
yeah.
just on the
There's
strength
only
of the jury.
there's one thing that would have improved the staging a lot.
And what is that?
Which is not have the subtitles in the whole song, but the
Key moments.
But only in the key moments, so only in the
Yeah,
chorus and the last two sentences. Because now you're just looking up and down from what he's singing then to his face again. And
Yeah, I don't think it's a very immersive or active staging. I think that's maybe where it's going to fall down. Also, coming after Finland, that's not going to
yeah,
help.
but composition-wise, like musically,
And
like,
that's where the
musically,
jury comes in for it.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece. It's a Rembrandt.
Next, we have the everything burger that is Gaia.
My God.
Obviously, we saw yesterday she managed to untangle herself from the ropes.
Just about, though. It
She's
was...
so professional to get straight back into it.
Did you see how she did the double swivel? Like,
Yeah.
she turned it into a dance move. That's how much of a professional she is.
Literally. Are you laughing at Pooh Land?
Ah, it's a good joke.
Is it?
Yeah,
All right.
I'm alright. I can say that.
If you'd have seen this in the arena game, it is so over the top.
Yeah?
Like the fire practically,
Yeah.
like it singes your hair off.
In the
It's
arena,
so
you
much.
can smell all the fire.
Like the second in the semi-final, it was like, okay, we've had Iceland, that was lovely, right? How else are we going to settle into the show? Oh, my hair's been blown off.
Honestly, it looked like it was really fun. This is one I'm really gutted I never saw. In
She's
the room.
such an incredible performer. It's really, really great to watch live. Not sure how well it translates on broadcast by comparison, but it's really good.
So, Bala, Abo and Tina.
I love this song. I think the staging is too little and too snappy, if you know what I mean.
How do you mean snappy? Is it like a bit too little?
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's not
Yeah,
enough.
and she looked like she's nervous all the time. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, obviously she missed all the pre-parties, didn't she? Because she had sort of illness.
But yeah, her vocal
she hasn't
cords,
performed this
yeah.
very much live. I think it was okay in the jury show. I think her vocals were pretty good. I do like some of the staging. I like that little sort of glass shatter effect they have on the last drop. That's nice, adds some impact. The reveal with her on the boombox is good. And I think that there
she
is
doesn't feel very
there really
present.
is an audience for this. It's why I've got it 11th tonight. That
Now,
would be a
and in
very
Germany-
good finish.
In Germany and Austria, it's a big hit.
Yeah, it's a
really
big hit in Germany.
yeah.
It was like in the viral charts and stuff. There's an audience for this. Jury, less so, but Televote can carry this into the left-hand side, I think, if it goes well.
It'd be nice to see. I mean, I think because Germany's done something a bit different, it would just be nice for them to not be last. You know, like
Yeah, that's no. Well,
that's the
Stefan
standard for
Raab
them,
thinks it's Stefan Raab thinks they're gonna win.
Really? Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, Stefan Raab always
And
thinks that.
it's funny to mention because if Germany doesn't win, which is just not gonna happen,
Yeah, they're saying they'll
Stefan
never...
Raab is going to resign.
This is our chance. This is our chance.
He's been gone for 13 years and you want him gone
No, but
immediately.
he mentioned this in his own show.
He did.
Yeah.
Next up,
Is Greaves.
Greece, and her voice is stunning. I think We don't need. We've talked plenty about, the voice is stunning. We find the staging a bit static. We don't need to go into that again because we've been over and over and over it. Where do you think this is going to be finished? Yes, Astromata was really obvious.
Nah, I think Schatzermatter was better.
Oh, please continue.
Expect this to do well.
Yeah, jury.
And I saw someone in chat mention it, but Clavdy's had 1.1 million views on YouTube. That's better than the majority. Huge amount from a semi-final performance. There's clearly a big audience for this. I think if there's a surprise top 10 in this lineup,
do you know Gina
it's
from
here.
Bob's Burger? Gina from Bob's Burger?
No.
Clavdy looks like Gina from Bob's Burger.
No, that's just the shape of the glasses. You put that shape glasses on anyone, they'd look like that. That's just that's just saying that she has square glasses.
It's also her face.
No, I disagree. I disagree. That said, I mean, there's been. I personally, I think obviously we talked about the hair and everything, but I also think at the same time you don't see many stage performers who will take to the stage wearing glasses. In some ways, I think it's nice that that she chooses to do that and has made that part of her identity. Moving on to me. How do you think I am going to do in this evening's show?
Have you had your fitness regimen up? Because obviously there's a lot of treadmill running and you on the weights?
Yeah, as you can see, I'm hench.
Yeah, of course. And like the mud as well, somehow that's working.
Yeah, how do you wash that off?
Yeah, that's tough,
towels
isn't it?
Or
so I actually it's just kind of dried on now. It's there.
It's just permanent. I'm interested, how'd you get it on in the first place? Roll around in like the pig stable or?
Yeah, no, I had an unfortunate incident outside the arena. And we just kind of had to go with it. And so I've just been trying to keep doing it. But like I said in the song, I'm a survivor. I am a stay-aliver. Yeah. So we are just pushing on. Yeah. How do you think I'm going to do this evening?
Well, as long as you get in your zone, I think it could do well. Model has it last.
You mean in Yazone?
In Yazone, sorry, of course. The way it was written by the 11 songwriters.
Yes, indeed.
That somehow came together to produce that.
It's written by 11 songwriters.
Yes.
Do you not know that?
How do you do that practically?
Well,
is that just one Google document?
Well, 3-minute song. It's 180 seconds. Divide that by 11. Yes, me numbers. That's 16 seconds per person. I reckon you do a lot with that.
So 2 sentences per person.
Yeah, maybe 3 bars.
So one of the guys said, "Well, I'm staying alive."
Someone said each person writes one letter of "stay alive."
It's like Chinese whispers, one letter, and they pass it on, and we'll see where it goes.
So yeah,
but I'm genuinely interested in how you do this. Are you putting on a Google Doc?
What you need to do for us is get in touch with the songwriters of your song, Thomas Gierson, Peter Bostrom, and the others, and see what's going on with that. Because 11 writers on a 3-minute song.
And how do these 10 people react to when Thomas Gierson is writing in your document? What would that feel like?
Are they just leaving comments on each other like a work thing?
Yeah, there's certain people where you see them in Eurovision World and you're like, I know you, but I don't know you. And that's one of those. We have a few more songs, and then once we get to the end, we are going to wrap up for the day because we're just approaching 2 hours now. Voyage by Zoe May, we've discussed it, can win the jury. Can it win the Eurovision Song Contest?
Not quite, because I think that this is going to be the song that does really well in the juries, but doesn't connect as much on the televote side. The model is really, really extreme on this. 276 in the jury, 20 in the televote.
Wow.
That would be really extreme, but this is, I think, that... There's always that one song that does really well in the jury and doesn't connect. Like, think of, Dance You Off by Benjamin Ingrosso, or...
Dance You Off.
That was fun, that split was very funny. I remember when it happened and everyone was gagged. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, so you get these extreme splits from time to time. I think Voyage is the one where, because, if you've seen it in the arena, and Sam, you and I have, you don't see Zoe for almost the entire song.
But on TV, everyone will, though.
That's true, but I feel as if...
No, it's for TV, it's not for any...
Yeah, I think it's a little remote. It's something that I respect a lot, technically. I think it's very well performed. The jury will definitely appreciate it. About its televote chances, I think there are better, more televote-friendly songs out there in this field tonight.
Okay. So, Malta next. I think we're all sort of in consensus that it's going to be mid-table somewhere. Lost some of its oomph. Still has some oomph. And again, we talked about artists before that are doing really well this season, who've really grown from this experience clearly as musicians, on a technical level. Miriana, wow.
She...
And It's almost like it's like they've unlocked something in her. You're still just laughing at piss jokes, aren't you? Yeah. It's like they've unlocked something in her this season, and she's just so like she had a lot of charisma at the national final, but her charisma now, this sort of like it's extraordinary. But yeah, I think probably somewhere between 10th and 18th.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, I agree.
Wouldn't disagree at all.
What if Portugal and I know you said Italy was going to come high in the jury.
Yeah.
Could Portugal
I think it's an
displace
underrated
it?
one, this one, because to be fair, I was in the rehearsal yesterday, and for some reason it clicked for me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What made it click?
I don't know. Maybe it was the running order, or I don't know. It just clicked for me. I thought, wow, this is a pretty good song.
Between Malta and Denmark's well placed, actually. I like that there because it really contrasts.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I like this road trip kind of vibe which surrounds it. So yeah.
Well, it reminds me a lot of Yolanda last year. That was a song that made it through. I mean, it definitely was fancied to get through, not like this was. But that did really well in the juries. Televote didn't matter as much. This could do the exact same thing. I mean, Yolanda got a top 10 with that. It's not
And it came like, what, 6th in the juries?
something like that. It was something a little lower, but it was definitely top 10 juries.
Her voice was so special. Oh, Yolanda's voice, my God.
What a
And she
performance.
sang
I love.
the Celine Dion song.
Yeah, she was
really
in the,
well.
what she's done.
Yeah.
And great in that.
So we have 5 more. Denmark, I'm just delighted she's here. You know what, she proved us wrong. She's managed her voice. I think...
Yeah, and delighted that she's saved her voice yesterday in the first rehearsal, so she can have a smashing performance.
And do you know
tonight.
what?
Yeah.
We needed a Euro banger in this lineup. We just needed one that was like so middle of the road. Like, this is what Eurovision fans like. I know we all really like this because it does what we want it to do. It doesn't do more, but great vocalist, classic, like tattoo sound. Like, it's good.
Yeah. I like how unfussy this song is, right? Sometimes you can take a really good formula and execute it really well, and she's shown she's doing that this week. And I think it suits her as well because her energy is good for it, and it elevates it because of her charisma. Obviously, we talked at length about France and Sweden before, both in with a chance to win it. San Marino, we think, you know, as Krista said, we think that the default dude vote might go for this.
There will be some vote for this. The only thing for San Marino that could be a concern is the songs it is in between are powerhouses. France, Albania, they are getting big points tonight. I don't think San Marino has got quite the same ceiling on it. It's really going to satisfy an audience, but what might happen, and honestly, if I can say it, my hope, is that Albania will come in and basically say, that was good. It's not us.
Yeah.
Call an ambulance, but not for me.
And let's go to Albania. Final song in this show. I think what everyone wants to know is what you feel the ceiling is. For me, I could see it sneak at 5th, 6th place at its absolute peak. Of its
Not
powers.
Impossible. Yeah, I think
That's a
where that is a peak, but it's not impossible. Yes, the chat is. Yes, here we go.
Yeah, that was always going to happen. This is always going to happen. You know, yesterday I went for a 2-minute toilet break in the middle of the stream, and I said, I want you guys to say Zierm as many times as possible. Are you laughing at that?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, like something was going to break me on this stream. Well done, everyone. Strict.
I mean, just stop. Just behave yourselves. And in those 2 minutes when I was away, these guys said Zierm 3,300 times.
Shit.
Are you just now dancing and saying shit repeatedly?
God, I love the Eurovision Song Contest.
YouTube. By the way, the YouTube ad algorithm is going to love this. No, someone just said Spierm. Come on.
No, that's too far.
Well, it is the 69th Eurovision Song Contest. Now, I'm going to ask you guys. It's obviously been a very funny stream, but we're going to wrap up in a minute, which gives us just time for each of us to have a kind of final last message ahead of what is going to happen tonight. Because after this, no one is going to hear from any of us until after the show. And Sam, I'm going to go to you first. Whatever is on your mind, your final thought ahead of the grand final.
I think there's a surprise coming that we don't see coming.
And it's Finland winning. James?
That it will be really, really close tonight. I think that it is, in a lot of ways, this is very close to call. I think there are paths for more than one country. And honestly, when we got here, I think we were worried that perhaps this would just be a coronation for Kai. It's definitely not that. I think it definitely could win. I think it's the most likely solution. But don't be surprised if Luan is holding the trophy. Don't be surprised if JJ even is holding the trophy. Maybe there's a path for it. And which will make you happy, it's not impossible that Erica takes the trophy. It is highly unlikely.
Yeah.
But if Erica takes it, I will be so happy. That's what I'm hoping for. But the pragmatist in me says that it's probably going to be Sweden or France, and it will be so interesting to see which one comes out on top.
Right, I'm now going to have to ask you guys. I'm to stop reading the piss and poop comments because I am now just. This is my final time. I've spent a lot of time with all of you guys this week. This is the final things that I'm going to say to you guys ahead of this contest. And what I want to say is, I have gone on at great length both this week and this season about all these kinds of different things in very serious tones, all the different songs, all the different things we love about this competition. Tonight, I'm going to be in Arena Plus. I am going to be just enjoying the show. I'm going to be having a great time because there's a bunch of songs that could win, and I would love for any of them to make it. Whoever you're rooting for tonight, I know there's some big passions. We are going to enjoy this show. We're going to enjoy it together, just like we've been enjoying it together the whole week. And I want to say thank you to all of you for making this one of the most special Eurovision experiences of my life. This has been... I mean, this week has totally defied my expectations, and I'm sure we'll talk about it more tomorrow. We will have a short stream tomorrow afternoon, probably at 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, because it's going to be a late night. I am so happy and thankful and proud to have done this with all of you, and I finally ran out of words. So thank you. Enjoy the show tonight. I'm going to be thinking of all of you guys. And yeah, let's do it bigger and better again in the coming year. There's no such thing as the off-season on this channel. There might be less stuff, but there will still be stuff. And of course, that Discord server will be active all year round. See you in Paris or Tampere or Stockholm or wherever else as well. And let's enjoy the show tonight. But for now... thank you, seriously, from the very bottom of my heart. Thank you, and take care. Enjoy Eurovision tonight. I'm going to press the button now.